Hello there, and welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1. In the last episode, we were able to defeat the last two of the fiends here in the past. And we took on Garland and, well, I should say Chaos. And it didn't go so well for us, I must say. I think that was our first actual proper defeat in this game. And unfortunately, I must admit that this is not my first take of doing this. Well, of retrying. I did actually retake him on, and I did actually beat him, but the recording went a bit askew-with, and I ended up not being able to capture my voice audio. So that was sucked. So yeah, we're going to try it again. Annoyingly, I accidentally overwrote my old save file from after I beat it, so I had to go back and redo the grinding that I did. So I've I should say, you've not seen my previous grinding, so yes, I ground up to about level 53. I thought that'd be strong enough. Although, of course, Martin's a little bit behind because he's just he's a snoozy boy when it comes to being knocked out. But yes, I've also, aside from leveling up, there's a number of things that have come to my attention regarding the strategy or how I should go about beating Chaos. First of all, the number one was I got more supplies for the grinding mostly. I went back to the present and got more supplies for that. I went through a load of high potions and ethers and stuff like that. All good grinding stuff, just to keep us topped up. On the way back to the surface, I did also come across better protective equipment that we missed on some of the floors. So I was able to get a protect cloak for Whitney. And I think I got another protect ring, and our mages are a bit better defended. Also, what else was I going to say? I was going to say something. That's right. One thing I think I just realised this after last episode. I think throughout this whole playthrough I've been having a go at how Martin has kind of like failed to kind of match up to Walter's damage throughout this whole game. I was a little bit disappointed in Martin because his defense was low, his attack output wasn't as good as Walter's. But I think I've found out the reason for that, and that's because this whole campaign, this whole game, I've had Martin equipped with a nunchuck, and removing the nunchuck from Martin drastically increased his offense. And removing the head armor that he had, the leather cap I think it was, that drastically increased his defense, paradoxically. And I suppose I should have seen it, really, because he is a monk. He's not supposed to be wielding weapons, really. It's just the fact that they give you the nunchucks at the very beginning. It makes you think that that's the monk's weapon. And I suppose that would also explain the lack of nunchuck upgrades throughout this whole campaign. I keep saying campaign, I've got that word on the brain for some reason. But yeah, that'll explain why there's no nunchucks after a certain point, because the monk's not supposed to have any weapons. And I failed to acknowledge that, and I think that's one of the reasons why Walter has not been able to perform as well as I think he could have done. But having ground up my entire party, I can confirm that Martin is actually a beast. He does way more damage than even Walter does. So, yes, we've been playing on easy mode a little bit, I suppose. That's right. And another thing I wanted to mention was that Blake, our good black wizard. I've been mostly just I feel like I've been playing with him quite poorly because I just keep spamming spells with him, and I don't think that's the most fun, I suppose, way of using him. I know it's kind of the most effective way for damage output. But one thing I have decided to do, I noticed that I wasn't really doing much damage against Chaos with magic, so I rethought and I decided to take the Masamune off of Walter. I gave Walter back the Sunblade, and I decided to give Blake the Masamune, so he can be kind of like a backup fighter for this final fight. And I think it's going to be quite a good combo on him with our two major fighters and our kind of backup fighter with Whitney healing. I think that's all we're going to need. Although anything can happen in this fight with Chaos. He could He could re-heal. He could use haste on himself, which would not be fun. As I found out in the last episode, he kind of did that, and he kind of wasted us. Got us caught in a vicious cycle of trying to heal and get knocked out. Also, I realised another thing. Sorry, I'm kind of going on before I actually get to the fight. Is that these... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So you can actually use items. I think I noticed it a little bit during my fight with Chaos. But you can use these items in combat, and they can perform spells without actually using any magic. So our warriors can actually do spells. And where is it? It was the... Where was it? Come on. Is it at the bottom? Should have it somewhere. Giant's Gloves, that's it. They can cast Saber, which would allow our warriors to kind of get an attack boost right at the very beginning, and I think that's going to be necessary for this fight. But yeah, in general, I just think my strategy for the last episode was quite poor. But we're going to try again, and I hope we can defeat him this time. I think we're ready as well. I've got the MP back up, I've got the HP up. We're much stronger after having done some kind of leveling up. I think we can take him, but it could get hairy, we could lose. I can't tell what's going to happen. Yeah, it's a shame that my last recording didn't go the way I would have liked, but hey, you just gotta deal with these things, right? So just quick save, and I think we're ready to finally take on Chaos. It's been a long road, but I think we can do it. Yeah, we've gone through this dialogue before, we don't really need to do it again. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, that's the thing. I don't think I am. We should be able to do this now. A bit anticlimactic, I suppose, having to prepare everything. I hope we could do it on the first go, but clearly I wasn't prepared enough. But here we go, the return to fighting Chaos. Okay, so my strategy involves Walter using the Giant's Clubs first on himself. Walter's just going to attack. No, Martin. I can't still now forget these guys' names right. But Whitney, then we're going to start off. She's going to be mostly healing throughout this, I think. But we really do need to get some buffs going on. Blake, his first job is going to be to cast haste on our two warriors. Ooh. That's not good. Yeah, physical defense is a must, I think. Yeah, it's still... I think as we get some damage going on these guys, we'll be able to get their attack up quite a lot. So yes, Walter's been hasted and attack upped. He's going to attack. It's time for Martin to use the Giant's Gloves on himself. And I think we need to get some healing going on ourselves. The first of many, I'm sure. And Blake, you're going to do the same thing to Martin. Ooh, yeah, that's no good. The only thing is if one of our guys gets KO'd, then they lose all the buffs, and they have to be reapplied, and I really don't want that, honestly. Yeah, I don't want that at all. Walter, you attack, and Martin, you can attack. You keep healing, Whitney. Blake, I think we're going to use Temper on Martin. Yeah, that's not fun. Okay, but we can handle it. I would like to apply a Null All on Martin, actually. Yeah, that did some good damage. That's what you like to see. But Whitney, we need you to just keep it up. And we're going to actually use temper on... Should I do it on Walter? Or Saber? Let's do it on Walter. Earthquake. Good. I don't want that to hit. I don't know what it does, but I don't think it's good. Oh, see what I mean? See how good he is without any weapons. That's almost 2k damage. It's insane. Love it though. Love it. It's just a shame that I didn't realise this until the very end. Okay, what we're going to do is actually we're going to use Null All on Martin. And Blake is actually going to use haste on himself. Oh, hang in there, Martin. It's over 2k, my god. So good. Right, Walter, I think you're actually going to give a high potion to Martin. He's going to be the one that's really going to take him down. Need more healing. Blake. Going to attack again. Oh no, hang in there, Martin. Oh, he's still alive. Good. Oh my goodness. Such good attacks. I just hope he doesn't heal. Please don't heal. You see, even with that Masamune, Blake does good damage as well. Although, if we keep on healing, we may have to do some ethers on Whitney. We're gonna just keep it going. Good, with that Null All on Martin, the amount he takes from magic goes way down, which is good, because even though he's got higher defense than he used to, he's not the strongest in terms of defense. Should I use Invisora? I don't think that's going to work, really. Just keep healing. And Blake, you do the same. Good, good, good. Oh, not good, but it's better than what I hoped. Good, keep up the pressure. And it may get a little bit rinse and repeat at this point, but honestly, you can't really afford to do anything else. Oh, look at that damage. I'm gonna have a sip of tea. Right. Walter, you do that. And Whitney, you know what to do. And Blake, actually, I think this turn I'm going to... No, not this turn. I'll do it next turn. Very good damage. Not so great there, Blake, though. You can do better. Yes. If even one person goes down, it kind of throws the whole strategy out of whack. So keeping on with the healing, really, you can't understate how necessary that is. Yep. One more Curiga, and then Healer, I mean. Blake, this time you're going to use a Dry Ether on Whitney to replenish her magic. Okay, we can deal with this, no problem. Oh, so good. Oh my god, he's down. Oh, so with good preparation, we actually beat him. Ah, oh, my goodness me. If this recording goes wrong now, I swear. Ah, for the second time we're doing this. Okay. At long last, we have defeated Chaos. The time loop was severed at last. I hope I don't have to do this a third time, I swear. It's like I'm stuck in a time loop at this point. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years has ended, and peace prevailed once more. I think I'll just read this out. I won't give commentary yet. The light of the 4 crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself awaited. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, but the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached even for the heavens as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over the world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior crossed time. You are the bringer of light. And that we certainly are. Oh my goodness. To be finally here at the end, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling indeed. And such peaceful music as well. It's nice to be able to relax after all the struggles that we faced. Now I'm not saying anything. But I think that's the end. Although, now we have the credits to face. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. Aww. But yes, I think now begins the extremely long credit roll. And I'm gonna have to find something to talk about. Yeah, so even though things didn't go to plan in this kind of like final episode kind of a time period. I'm just glad that we're finally able to do it, even though my recording didn't go to plan, and I had to regrind everything and re-record this. I'm very glad that we can finally say that we have beaten Final Fantasy 1. Oh, it's a good feeling. My very first Final Fantasy game. Although, I suppose, can I really call it my first Final Fantasy? Because I have played a little bit of Bravely Default before. And I know that's kind of like, I think it's kind of like a spin-off of a sort. At least that uses like a job system, like I think a lot of Final Fantasy games do. So maybe this isn't my first Final Fantasy of a sort. Maybe the first officially, but I guess, yeah. In any case, I'll certainly be doing more Final Fantasy games, at least up to number 6. Although whether I do any more remains yet to be seen. I'd like to. I know a certain one of my friends would like to see me do Final Fantasy 7, which I hope I'll get to do one day. Although it'd probably destroy my computer or my laptop if I ever did like the remaster. But yeah, we'll see. It does look really fun. I'll say that much. As for the next game that we do, it probably won't be a Final Fantasy game. I'll probably find something. I have an idea of what something I could do. That I think would be fun. Then maybe after that we'll do another Final Fantasy. That sounds good to me. But yes, after this I think I'll be doing a bonus episode in which I kind of give more of my thoughts about this game, because I do have quite a few. Some good, some not so great, because I really enjoyed playing this. But there were some issues I suppose I shared that I do kind of have with it. Although it's not too bad. If it was too much, I would have been really annoyed. But no, just minor gripes, I suppose you could call them. But I suppose all games have those. There's no such thing as a perfect game, really. People just do the best they can when they're making these, and should be grateful that like the games that exist do exist. And I can think of kind of few games companies that kind of have the what do you call it? Like the spark, I suppose, of like Square Enix. They do some very good games. I think the very first Square Enix game that I played was Kingdom Hearts 2. I think I've mentioned that during the series. The only game that I've ever bought because of the advert. I never played Kingdom Hearts 1 though. Maybe I would like to do that someday. Maybe I'll do it on here at some point. But yes, whoever's watching this, whether it's only one person, I don't know, by some chance, or maybe it's a lot of people. It could be no one. No one might be watching this, and that's okay. I'm not really doing this for views. I'm just doing this because I really enjoy it. I've really enjoyed making this series, and I really hope I can make quite a few more. Because for the longest time, I've always enjoyed watching people make Let's Plays. And I was like, yeah, I wish I could do that. And here I am, recording Final Fantasy 1 on my microphone, on my laptop. Yeah. It actually took me quite a lot of courage to really do this, I suppose, because I was really worried about how I'd sound, about whether my commentary would be okay. And I suppose this is my first series. My commentary's not going to be top quality, I suppose. Yeah, and I suppose I've always envied being able to give like a just really high quality commentary all the time. But I know with a game like this that's more turn-based, it's not as dynamic, I suppose. It can be quite difficult to think of insightful things to say about enemies you fought a bajillion times already. But yeah, that's I suppose that's what you got to do. And I've really enjoyed it. I know I've said that like a million times, but it's true. I can't wait to do more. My goodness, these credit rolls go on for a while, don't they? But I suppose that just goes to show how much time and effort the people that make these games really put into them. I was gonna do, before I decided to buy the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 bundle, which I did. This is the remaster. I think it came out in 2021. So I bought that. I was gonna do, what was it called? It was like on an emulator. It was the GBA emulator. I'm gonna do Final Fantasy 1 and 2. What was it called? Dawn of Souls? I think that's what it's called actually. And I think that version of Final Fantasy 1 had a few more dungeons in it that I don't think appear in this game, which is a shame. But I think the quality of this game, this version at least, was very good. Although I wouldn't be able to compare it really to older games, older versions, I should say. Yeah, I do look forward to doing number 2. I don't know much about the other Final Fantasy games though. I wonder what will change, what won't change in relation to this one. But we'll see, I suppose. I don't know when I'll be doing that. Maybe in a few months, if possible. Doing Final Fantasy 2. I know that some people, I don't know, I feel like I've heard that people didn't really like 3 that much. Or at least some people don't like 3. So I'll be keeping that in mind. I will be doing 3 at some point. Yeah. I've thought about playing perhaps Pokemon as well. I know there's like 100 million zillion Pokemon Let's Plays at this point. But hey, it could be fun to do that. Do a Let's Play of those, because they are some of my favourites. Maybe even do a Nuzlocke, that could be fun. Although, the Nuzlocks that I've done before have had mixed results, I'll put it that way. Although I know like people have done Pokemon Let's Plays to death so much that they do randomizers and come up with all kinds of other weird challenges to do. Maybe I'm a decade behind everything in regards as far as recording video games goes. I don't think I could ever do streaming either. Maybe if I ever had a good PC, I'd think about it. But I also don't think I have the personality to do streaming very well. Some people, I think, relish streaming and it really suits them, but I don't think I'm that kind of person. I like to take my time, and I think that's why the recording format like this suits me. And hey, I'm sure as I do more games, as I do more commentary and recordings, I'm sure I'll get a lot more fun to listen to. I hope so. I mean, I suppose I'm not unfun to listen to, but I feel like my voice is quite monotonous, even though I try for it not to be, if that makes sense. But hey, maybe I'm just a quiet person, and that's why my voice isn't used to talking for such extended periods of time. Yeah, I think we're getting toward the end here. Thank goodness. Man, you can never think of things to talk about when you really want them to, huh? And besides, if I talk too much now, I won't have anything to talk about in the bonus episode, which I'd like to do. I think I'd like to go over some of the extra features, I suppose, like the bestiary, the music perhaps, and the concept art. That could be fun to look at in a bonus episode, and generally give more thoughts about the game. But there we go. We've arrived at the end, at long last. blood, sweat and tears have been shed, at least in digital form, to arrive at this point. And I can't thank anyone watching this more for accompanying me as much as anyone has. So thank you. Oh yeah, I think I'll take that. We can save that over. Save it over that one. Or that one. Save it there. Lovely. Yeah, because in the failed recording last time, I saved, but then I accidentally overwrote when I had to go back and retry again. I accidentally overwrote the finished save file, so that was a shame. But hey, there we go. You have it there now. Oh, don't need. Yeah, we've saved there now. We can go back to the title screen. Well, and there we go. Final Fantasy 1 completed. I keep saying it, but thank you once again to anyone who has been watching, listening to me ramble, watching me kind of like stumble my way through. But we got there in the end, and we saved the world. How about that? So yes, thank you for watching, and for anyone watching, or who might care to watch me in the future, I'll see you in the next game, whatever that may be. Oh, and I'll see you in the bonus episode. That's for sure. So until then, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.